The Hope for Homeowners program provides you with everything you need to be successful in homeownership. Hi, my name is Milo LeBaron, and during this presentation I will be outlining the features of the Hope for Homeowners program. Let's talk about the details of this program. Included in the Hope for Homeowners program are several products and services. First, lifetime access to the Hope system, the foundation that every client should have, which has a $19.99 value attached to it. Second, the lifetime access to the MCA system, or the Advanced Debt Elimination System offered by WeXL Financial, which also has a value of $19.99 attached to it. Third, complimentary loan modification services, which are valued at $2,999. In total, this program has a value of over $7,000 when purchased a la carte, but the total cost of the Hope for Homeowner program is just about $3,500. This by far is the most valuable program offered through WeXL Financial. Now let's talk about the qualification process. First of all, who qualifies? Well, everyone who can document some kind of income qualifies. Keep in mind that unemployment income cannot be considered income for loan modification. In order to document income, you will need to show pay stubs or bank deposits. And different types of income are documented in different ways, so we can discuss the requirements at the web conference. You also must be able to prove some kind of legitimate hardship, and these days there are very few people who cannot show some kind of hardship. The first part of the qualification process is to attend a web conference. At this appointment, a debt specialist will discuss your situation and make sure that you are a candidate for the loan modification. Also, you will fill out a pre-qualification form, which is submitted to the processing department for review. After reviewing your pre-qualification form, your file will be approved with one of three possible outcomes. First is the 100% money-back guarantee. This means that there is at least a 90% chance that you will get the loan modification you need and that we are willing to take 100% of the risk to work on your file. The second option is still a money-back guarantee, but it is a partial money-back guarantee. You will usually be approved for this option if there is still a good chance we can get you a loan modification, but not enough that we were able to take 100% of the risk. Under this option, there is no additional cost, but if the loan modification is unsuccessful, you will be refunded all but $500 of the initial cost. So there is basically a $500 risk on your part to go forward with this option. The third is that your situation is just too dire and the loan modification is so unlikely that it just doesn't make sense for you to spend your time and money doing the loan modification. For the most part, if you do not qualify for the loan modification process, you're probably in a home that you realistically cannot afford, and we will refer you to our homeowner counseling division to discuss some short sale options. At the web conference, a follow-up call is scheduled for about 24 to 48 hours out to discuss the outcome of the pre-qualification process and also what the next step would be in order to move forward. Once the loan modification process begins, you will be required to submit paperwork to complete your file before it is submitted to the lender. Now, although each lender is different, most say that the process will take anywhere from 30 to 90 days from the time that your file is submitted to the lender. For this reason, it is very, very important to submit your paperwork as soon as possible. So what are some of the possible outcomes of loan modification? Well, to be very clear, the purpose of loan modification is to create a solution to keep you in your home. Typically, this means lowering the payment in some way, but that isn't always the case. Now, in order to lower the payment, we negotiate with the lender on several items. First, if your home is worth significantly less than what you owe, we will attempt to get the lender to reduce the principal of your loan. If the lender is not willing to reduce the principal, we will try another option, which is to ignore a portion of the principal when calculating the payment. This does result in a balloon payment at the end of the loan, but by that time you will have moved, refinanced, or even paid off the loan. The third option is to reduce the interest rate. Keep in mind that if your current interest rate is already very low, then the odds that the lender will reduce it significantly are not great. Fourth is to extend the term of the loan. Normally when someone hears that, they say, "No way, I don't want to be paying on this mortgage for 40 years. But we want you to keep in mind that you won't be paying on the mortgage for 40 years. Our MCA system will help you become debt-free in a fraction of that time. The difference between paying off a 30-year loan and a 40-year loan using our program is actually about 1 to 2 months. And the final option is to convert the loan into an interest-only loan. This option is especially helpful if you have a lot of consumer debt, because you can use that money to accelerate the payoff of your credit cards, car loans, or other consumer debts in order to free up more cash flow. So what is the advantage of using WeXL in the Hope for Homeowner program? A lot of people think these days that loan modification is something that you can do on your own, and that is absolutely correct. Lenders are willing to work with almost anyone, but there are a couple of reasons that you don't want to try and modify your loan by yourself. First, the process will be a nightmare. Some lenders will immediately deny you the loan modification even if you are perfectly qualified. Then if you persist to call, they will start working with you. The process will be long and arduous. They will lose your paperwork. The person you were working with will be transferred to a different department. The bottom line is that when you deal directly with the lender, it is almost impossible to complete a successful loan modification unless you know exactly what you're doing. And then, even if you do get some kind of loan modification, it will not be the best deal the lender has to offer. The lender is in business to help themselves. If you think about it, they are going to give you as little as possible. The one thing that we have to offer that you will never have as a consumer is leverage. When the lender offers you a modification, you either take it or leave it. When the lender comes to us with a modification, we have many other cases to compare it to so that we can make sure that it is the best deal they can offer. We know what they can and cannot do. We also know what each lender is willing to do because we work with these lenders each and every day and know what other clients have received. You can rest well knowing that we will get you the best possible deal the lender has to offer. Not to mention the additional benefits offered with the Hope for Homeowner program. After the loan modification, you may need help to improve your credit score, and we provide credit grooming services. Believe it or not, over 50% of loan modifications still end up defaulting on their loan. This is because they did not have a plan that would help prevent this situation from ever arising again. The Hope and MCA systems provide a plan and coaching that will make sure you are on your way to paying off your debt in a fraction of the time and finally having money to save and prepare for the future. In summary, the Hope for Homeowner program will reduce your single largest monthly expense through loan modification and then put you on a plan to pay off all of your debt in a fraction of the time while boosting your credit score through the roof. This is the perfect starting point for most Americans who struggle making ends meet because of hardship. If you have additional questions, please call us or schedule a web conference with a debt specialist so that we may assist you.